What's going on YouTube? My name is Twig, and today we're talking about Voidwrought, a newly released Metroidvania that a lot of people are comparing to Hollow Knight. I know it's been about 2 weeks or so since the last video. I've had quite a few things come up, and being addicted to Black Ops 6 hasn't helped that much, but I finally finished up this awesome indie game and wanted to share my thoughts on it after obtaining 100% all achievements. If you enjoy these review after 100% videos, be sure to give this video a thumbs up. It really helps out a ton, and without further ado, let's talk about my thoughts on this awesome game. Real quick, I did want to mention the story setting for this one. There isn't much to it because it starts off pretty vague, which is a huge positive in my opinion, but with the coming of the Red Star, a new age dawns. The simulacrum emerges from its cocoon, and its sole purpose is to collect ichor, also known as the blood of the gods, from the monstrosities who hoard it. Descend below the star-scorched surface and explore the multidimensional depths below. You'll witness the corrupted revelry of the court, you'll lose yourself in the icy tunnels of the old waters, and you will discover the grim fate of the abandoned expedition. Voidwrought definitely takes inspiration from games like Hollow Knight. Controls feel sharp, the exploration is nice and expansive, and there is deep lore to discover. The more you play and talk to NPCs, the more you learn about the world around you. There are multiple endings to a few of the quest lines with achievements tied to each. The map is broken up into mini sections, and the map itself is very detailed. You also have the ability to mark things to come back to, which you will want to use very early on in the game, as there is a ton of backtracking needed. Combat seems pretty basic at first, but it quickly becomes more complex as you obtain what are called souls and relics in this game. Souls are passive abilities that you can equip to your character, with there being a ton for you to explore and find along your journey. Relics are abilities that you can activate to aid you in combat. 2 of these can be equipped at a time, while 3 souls can be equipped to fine-tune your build. I thought that combat and movement seemed a little dry at first, but as you get deeper into the game and as you unlock movement abilities like dashing, climbing, and double jump, you really start to love the feel. The overall difficulty is pretty easy in my opinion. There aren't any difficulty options in this one, and honestly the first couple bosses are probably the most challenging in terms of progression because you don't have a lot of those movement enhancements or OP relics to equip, but some of the later game bosses put you to the test and make you use everything you have learned up until that point. There are these mini puzzle rooms that give you a permanent damage buff to help you if you're struggling as well. Enemy variety is awesome. There are a ton of different themed areas, each with their own enemy types that will be logged in your journal. As you explore, you'll run into these health shards that you can collect to increase your overall health meter. The HUD is super easy to read. You have your ability charge orbs that refill with successful attacks in the top left with your health bar and souls like currency. Then you have your health refill charges up there underneath that bar. In the top right you can see your map, and then your current selected relics and souls can be found in the bottom left. Like I said, combat feels pretty basic at first, but it eventually comes together nicely. There are a ton of secrets to find, especially as you find more movement abilities as you progress through the game. Secrets, items, enemies, and more are all logged into your compendium. There is a lot of stuff to track down in this one, multiple NPC side quests for you to enjoy, and of course there is a hub area called the Shrine where you can find familiar faces and fast travel back to after you get to a certain point. There are save rooms and fast travel rooms, and there are plenty of them scattered across the map. $20 seems like a really good price for this game. I got it for like $16 when it was still on its launch discount, and I assume it will go back on sale for the Steam winter sale coming up soon. I put around 24 hours into this one to 100% it, although my initial run through the game didn't take all that long to get to the end and beat it. I want to say it was around 9 hours to beat before I started the cleanup phase. The game loads you back before the final boss so you can go after remaining quests and items, which is really good. I was a little worried at first that the combat might be too stale, but after getting some relics, souls, and movement abilities unlocked, I can say this game is definitely a great Metroidvania if you are craving more Hollow Knight goodness. It was a blast to play on the Steam Deck, it is verified, and performance is solid. I love the music, and the bosses were fun. I grinded through the main game and side quests, and then by the time I was almost done with the collectibles, I was ready to move on. To get 100%, you pretty much have to hunt down everything in the game, and I guess now would be a good time to talk about my journey to getting all these achievements. Of course, you have achievements tied to bosses and abilities, which you unlock by naturally progressing through the game. There are quite a few bosses in this one, although you can get pretty OP with health upgrades and damage upgrades that will enable you to take hits and just wail on the boss. There are a total of 69 achievements, which is quite a lot for you to track down, but you are rewarded with one about every time you excavate a room back at the hub and whenever you find a new area. If you are going for 100% in this one, you'll definitely want to follow a guide, which I will link the Steam guide I use down below. There are achievements for choosing dialogue options with certain NPCs and performing certain actions like feeding or killing the stalks on the surface, so be sure to make backup saves unless you want to do a whole nother playthrough to get the other options. There are some quest lines that reward you with relics or souls that you'll need in order to obtain the collector achievement for obtaining all souls and relics, so be sure to choose your words wisely. I don't think I've said this yet, but spoiler warning for anyone who hasn't played the game yet. I wanted to talk briefly about the two endings. You'll be able to get them in the same playthrough, but there is a special boss that you face if you defeat all envoys and then use all 3 keys from the heralds in the shrine. The final bosses were pretty sick. The true ending boss was actually pretty tough in my opinion. Most likely you'll have pretty much just collection achievements left to do like I did, and there is a lot of things to check off your list. After completing all quest lines and obtaining all 27 souls and 23 relics, you'll still need to obtain 100% map coverage for the Every Path Trodden achievement, and naturally by going after this you'll unlock the Transient achievement for visiting all 12 regions in the game. For Lore Master, you'll need to activate all Whispering Stones, and for Hush Now, you'll need to kill all envoys, which you should have already if you've done the true ending. For excavating all rooms in the shrine, you'll be awarded with Shrine Restored, and then for finding and lighting all 8 flames throughout the map, you'll unlock the Grey Pyramid achievement. I wanted to be sure and shout out M on Steam. They made an interactive map that really helped me locate a lot of these items, and then also shout out to Dimogen. He made a super comprehensive map of everything in the game as well. I'll be sure to link both of these useful tools down in the description below because they helped out a ton and they will definitely help out anyone going for this 100%. I don't want to go over all the collectibles, but I did want to mention that you'll have to kill at least one of every enemy to log them in your journal, and there are 74 in total. Speaking to every NPC nets you the Social Light achievement. The Gates achievement is awarded for finding all the Void Gates, and you'll have to find all 20 journals for the Avid Reader achievement. The last 3 achievements I had left were Finding All Secrets, which I finally got with the help of the Explorer Soul. It pings secret locations when you enter a room with one, and that helped tremendously in finding those. Lastly, I just needed to track down all the health upgrades, which netted me with the Vessel Refined and Existence Perfected achievements for finding and upgrading everything. Overall, I really enjoyed my time in this one. It was a blast to just play through the game and do everything, even if it was a little bit of a grind at the end. I enjoy grindy achievements, and I'm glad to have this one complete. Power Snake did an incredible job at creating a dark feeling world, deep with lore and good mechanics. I really look forward to seeing what they do next. There have been some really good indie games this year. There are a couple of releases coming up that I have my eye on, so I guess I will catch you all in the next video. Thank you for watching and listening as always. It means a lot that you've made it this far into the video. Have an awesome rest of your week. Peace.